Sandra Sam. Somebody create a visionary. Ha ha. I am on time. I am on time. I am on time. I gotta tell you something. Chitty chat. There is something magnificent. There is something so beautiful about the nature of working out. I've got to tell you. Gurumukh, Kundalini yoga, mother to me. I love you. I thank you. I honor you. I bless you. Thank you so much. Yo, that DVD that I bought years ago, I had no idea I was going to change my life. I was going to change my life. I had no idea what nervous system regulation was 23 years ago. I mean, I kind of knew because I was already in therapy, but I didn't really understand. You know, you can kind of hear something intellectually, but until you actually experience it and you live it and it becomes your it becomes your identity, you don't actually really understand something. You've got the proper English word. I'm speaking in Zulu, Kanda. The proper English word would be embody. I had no idea 23 years ago that when I began the practice of Kundalini yoga, that it would be a lifelong process of change, embodying nervous system regulation. I had no idea. I had no idea of this. I honestly had no idea of this. And for this, I am so thankful to myself, to my higher self, for just committing to Kundalini yoga. Okay? Yes, it's been on and off. I started with Hatha yoga. But the commitment of returning back to what has helped me in the past has been out of this world. I just finished practicing Kundalini yoga. I'm telling you, the energy, like the energy. I am already a person with a lot of energy. So you can imagine. You can imagine. It's drizzling. Oh, how beautiful. Showers of blessings. And it's a full moon. It's like, oh, the energy is just something else. Sawubona, you create a visionary. Igama lam uthembelihle buthelezi, Queen Bringer of Good Hope, helping you activate hope in your body temple, because this is where the magic happens. Honestly, this is where the magic happens. It's just like happening. And I have to thank Gurumukh. Thank you, Gurumukh. Oh my goodness. Thank you for living in your purpose. Thank you for being an embodiment of self-love for me when I was 21 years old. Because of that commitment to my Kundalini yoga practice for years and years. At the time in my life where I needed to restart, again, I remembered, Gurumukh, let me go back to Gurumukh, where I began 23 years ago. Thank you so much. I am so grateful. Thank you. Okay, so you've got to thank your teachers, because we don't get to where we are without someone shining the light for us. For me, it was a lot of women that shone light. And I was like, there's a lot that is possible. And a lot of good men that shone light for me. And so, honestly, I just want to start off with gratitude. Yeah. Kundalini yoga. If you haven't tried Kundalini yoga, just Google Kundalini yoga. Practice Gurumukh. That's my teacher for Kundalini yoga. Gurumukh. Okay. So I think today we're going to breathe because I'm on a high, a yoga high. I'm on a yoga high, so let's practice breathing. I think that would be good for us. What do you think? Breathing, shall we? I figured out this mic thing. I have been playing with this mic for so long. I figured it out. It has to be a little further. I don't know what I'm doing. But every day, in every way, I get better and better. That's all I gotta say. Every day, in every way, I get better and better. Welcome to the One Woman Mental Health Show. You gotta laugh at yourself, you know. You don't take it too seriously. Don't take it too seriously. Honestly, don't take it too seriously. Life is supposed to be lived and enjoyed. And look, I even got pretty lipstick for you today. Okay, life is really supposed to be enjoyed. If you don't enjoy your life, what are you living for? What are you here for? I don't understand. You're gonna live a miserable life for what? I refuse. I refuse to live a miserable life. I'm gonna be happy no matter what. Live in my ecstasy. Okay, so let us breathe. 9 breaths in through the nose, hold for 9, and release with a big sigh for 9. I am the abundance of everything I need. Okay? Actually, not even need, because there is actually no need. I am the abundance of everything. I am the abundance of everything. We start from that premise and only that premise. I am the abundance of everything. Yeah? Okay. So let's breathe through that. Yes. Please gently close your eyes. I need to calm down. Maybe we should do laughing yoga today. Honestly, maybe we should do laughing yoga today. Okay, let's breathe because I still need to read. Okay. Please gently close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, please roll your eyes up to your third eye, to the center of your forehead. Just roll your eyes up. And please sit up straight so that there's a straight line from the top of your head all the way down to the bottom of your spine. Can you hear me? Yeah. All the way down to the bottom of your spine. So sit up real straight. And let the energy come through from the top all the way down to the bottom of your spine. Okay? So let's start breathing. 1, 2, 3. I am. I am. I am. I am. I am. I am. Good. Let's hold. The abundance of everything. Abundance, abundance, the abundance, the abundance, abundance, the abundance, the abundance of everything, of everything. I am. Hold the abundance, exhale, of everything. Please keep your eyes closed. Roll your eyes up to the center of your forehead. Let's go again. I am. 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 Hold the abundance, 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 the abundance. Now you deserve that huge exhale of everything. Yes. Now you know how to do this. Let's go again. I am. 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 Now hold that I am presence, that I am consciousness of the abundance. Hold it. Abundance, 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 abundance. Now you deserve that huge sigh of everything, 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 of everything. Let's go again. Fourth time. I am. 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 Now hold that I am consciousness, that I am abundance consciousness. Abundance, 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 abundance. Now let it out with a big sigh of everything. Yes. Yes. This is the truth of your being. This is the truth of who you are. This is the truth. Now please open up your eyes, taking another deep breath in through your nose and letting it out with a big sigh as you drop your shoulders. We are the abundance of everything. We are the abundance of opportunities to express our divinity, to express our capabilities, to shine our light. The stars don't apologize for shining. And on this full moon, we initiate our courage to be more of who we truly are, more of the love we are, more of the joy and ecstasy we already are, more of the wealth and abundance we are, more of the wholeness in our body temple and our mental storehouse that we already are, more of the creative expression, more of the good of life. We are this. And as we've activated this in our nervous system through breath, we trust ourselves. We trust the universe and the earth that we live on to meet us where we are in this new consciousness, this vibration that we have activated within our being, this frequency that we've activated in our body temple through breath. We are so grateful in this moment for giving ourselves permission to activate, remember, and live in the remembrance of who we are and whose we are. We come from an abundant universe, a creative universe, a loving universe. And we are this. From abundance we came, and in abundance we remain. From love we came, and in love we remain. Yes, this is the truth and nothing else. This is the truth. No matter what the facts are saying, the truth is, you are, I am, life more abundant. This is truth. Yes. My nervous system says yes. Okay. Let's have a read. How was that? Wasn't that amazing? Yeah. Okay. Day 67. Psychological light. The mental brilliance concealment. I have not diminished my light. Diminishing your psychological light means hiding your mental gifts, minimizing your emotional intelligence, or playing psychologically small to avoid threatening others' self-concept or your own fear of intellectual power. You dim your mental brightness by keeping insights private, avoiding psychological leadership, or making yourself intellectually smaller to keep others comfortable with their own mental limitations. Dr. James has profound understanding of human psychology and natural ability to help others understand their patterns and heal their mental suffering. But he consistently dims his psychological light, offering surface-level insights instead of the transformative understanding he's capable of sharing. He avoids demonstrating his psychological gifts because he doesn't want others to feel intellectually inferior, keeping his mental medicine locked away while minds around my frequency around this, I feel like I am judging myself. I feel like I am judging myself. I feel like when I wrote this, I was in a space of hiding. So it's kind of like, girl, look at yourself from your masculine perspective. These things are real. He avoids demonstrating his psychological gifts because he doesn't want others to feel intellectually inferior, keeping his mental medicine locked away while minds around him struggle unnecessarily. Diminishing your psychological light creates a split between your actual mental capacity and your expressed intellectual presence. Your nervous system knows you understand human psychology more deeply than you're revealing, creating internal tension between your true psychological gifts and your performed mental sameness. This cognitive contraction prevents authentic psychological service from flowing. Embodiment practice. Feel into your natural psychological intelligence as bright light in your head and heart. Bright light. Okay. Notice how brilliantly your mental gifts want to shine. Sense where you contract or dim this intellectual radiance and say to yourself, my psychological light illuminates mental healing. I share my understanding to serve others' psychological growth. I didn't even know what to say. I didn't even know what to say. I don't know what to say, but we shall read again. Diminishing your psychological light means hiding your mental gifts, minimizing your emotional intelligence, or playing psychologically small to avoid threatening others' self-concept or your own fear of intellectual power. This is because somebody told you in school that you're stupid. Sit down, shut up. Yesterday I was watching Billy Carson, and Homeboy, Terrence Howard. Terrence Howard. I was like, damn, man's real sexy. Real sexy. Damn, man, real sexy. Yeah. It's so beautiful to see men who are embodied in their intellectual power. There's nothing sexier than an intellectually stimulating man. Honestly, an emotionally balanced man who speaks ish. This is what the children say. Who speaks ish. Real ish. I didn't even know what these things are. I'm learning these things, I'm learning. Who speaks real ish. But they went into quantum physics at such a deep level. Just keep it simple. Such a profound, they broke down quantum physics in such a profound way that I was sitting there and I was thinking, I need to go back to storage and get my textbooks. America is calling me. I need to go back to Vegas and go through my storage and go pull out all of my quantum physics textbooks. Because, I kind of trust ChatGPT to some degree, but not all to all degrees. But I was like, but even the textbooks, they made me question even the textbooks that I was reading. I was like, oh, okay, now this is quite something. You gotta listen to other perspectives. Why do we, number one, not listen to other perspectives? Because when you are going through your own upgrade in frequency, your own energy healing, your own COVID was a lot for everyone. COVID honestly was a lot for everyone. And the grief that people were experiencing and that they were working through, prevents the cognitive abilities. Grief prevents cognitive abilities. High cognitive abilities. Why? Because when you're in grief, your energy is used to just get back to baseline. Because I was listening to their conversation yesterday and I was like, why is it that people cannot understand this? For me, it sparked like, oh, I remember reading these things. I remember trying to figure out this quantum physics topic. I remember how many books I read. I remember how many years spent at the library. Okay, great. I remember how much growth I experienced 20 years ago when I watched What the Bleep Do You Know? And then that took me on a quantum physics path. Okay. This was 20 years ago when I watched What the Bleep Do You Know? And then I started watching, and then I'd already found Martha Beck, I think. And then I found Lynn McTaggart, The Intention Experiment. I really loved listening to researchers and anthropologists and sociologists and, reading their work. So then I got really deep into Lynn McTaggart, The Intention Experiment, and how they used to run these intentions. She used to run these intentions and people would heal from these intentions. And I had a really good friend in San Francisco, Silicon Valley. She was a Russian girl and she was all into this. So we used to geek out together. So it was an incredible experience because she shared with me that she came from Russia to America with just her intention. And I shared with her, we met at Vipassana, and I shared with her that I went to the parish and I sat at Mother Mary's statue and I prayed, and 8-9 months later I was in the US. She shared with me that how she got her visa to come to the US, how she got a lottery, she won the lottery, was she made an intention. And she said, I am going to be in America. I'm going to be in America. It was, I think, a year later, she won the lottery visa and she was in America. And I was like, this intention thing works. And she's like, yeah, I'm reading this book called The Intention Experiment by Lynn McTaggart. And I literally went on years and years and years and years of this path of quantum physics, the observer effect, the intention experiment. And I was working this stuff out myself. You know, I would make these intentions. I remember making an intention to move to Asia. I was like, something's calling me about Asia. And the first intention, I was like, I want to go and live in Korea. I had no idea why I wanted to go live in Korea. I was like, I just want to go live in Korea. I just need to get out. Oh, I like to go to Chinatown. When I was living in New York, I used to go to Chinatown a lot. And so I liked the bakeries, the cakes. They didn't have as much sugar as the American stuff. It's always food. So I liked dim sum. I really liked the Chinese, Asian, Korean kind of feel and like lifestyle. So I made an intention that I wanted to go and live in Asia. So then I was like, oh, maybe I could teach English and still continue to trade the stock market because I was trading from home. So I could get a visa to teach English, teach maybe part-time, be around, build community, and then still trade at night. That was my plan. And then I started the process of trying to move to Korea. I said, oh my God. I looked at the apartments. I was like, oh no, the apartments that they're offering are awful. No, thank you. Because I'm a snob. I was like, oh yeah, no, thank you. No, thank you. So I let that go. It wasn't even 18 months later, I created a vision board. And the vision board had just all of these beautiful apartments. I was traveling the world. It was just this beautiful, glamorous lifestyle. So after I created the vision board, it wasn't even 18 months later. My husband and I were moving to Shanghai, China. And what I had put on my vision board was the even better lifestyle that I was living in Shanghai than I could have even imagined 18 months ago when I was pasting these pictures on this vision board. Why am I telling you this? The reason I'm telling you this is because I've shared these experiences with people, and I'm like, honestly, this is how I've moved, and this is how I've traveled the world. This is how I've left even South Africa. And anytime I want to travel to a new country, I just imagine it, feel it, raise my frequency, and it happens. I don't know, honestly. Okay, we can kind of explain it through quantum physics, but it's very limited. I really don't understand the full effects of how it happens. But it's my creative ability, because as an artist, I can imagine, I can visualize, and it always works itself out until grief. But even now, I understand that the grief experience was necessary, because now I have the tools and I am so balanced and stronger, and I'm back into my laughter. I'm back to myself, where I tell people on the business class flight, please, darling, pick this bag up and put it up there for me. Okay, thank you so much. And then I scoot into my business class seat and sit there. So I'm back, and my energy and my vibration and frequency is back to who I have always been. But while I was watching Billy Carson and Lawrence Howard, I was like, why is it that people don't get this? Why is it people don't understand that it's really that simple? So I'm even like questioning my own husband. I'm like, seriously, how we have lived is I make the intention. Sometimes we'll go to the country. I remember when I wanted to move to China. Well, I didn't really know that I was going to move to China. I just knew that I needed to move to Asia. My heart was calling, my spirit was calling Asia. So I would go to Chinatown every week and just go and buy a donut or buy coffee. Chinese, Vietnamese coffee is hella sweet. It's hella sweet. But in Vegas, there was a Chinatown. And they would have like Thai people food there, restaurants. They'd have Chinese restaurants. And I really loved the sha lung bao and the dim sum. And then the bakeries. But I made it a point every week to go to Chinatown and just fill my mind with the possibility of living in Asia. I didn't specifically say China, but I had my vision board, and I just made a conscious effort every single week to just drive down to Chinatown and eat some dim sum, learn a little bit 我要这个小笼包, and just learn a little bit of Chinese, a little bit speaking to the foyans, which are the waitresses. And 18 months later, I found myself living in this magnificent apartment. I had a driver. I had a housekeeper who was such an incredible person, who was like my Chinese mom, who taught me everything about China. Well, everything about China. And I had an incredible friend who was American but had moved to China, and he was also teaching me about Chinese culture and how to navigate Shanghai. I was like, in a billion years could have never written this, but my creative ability, this is why I share with you during our meditations. Please roll your eyes up to the center of your forehead. Just roll your eyes up to the third eye and just breathe. I am abundance consciousness, abundance of everything. Breathe it in, sigh it out. Breathe it in, sigh it out. This was my yoga practice. This has always been my yoga practice. Breathing, sighing it out. It really helps because it clears the brain of fog. So I was wondering when I was watching Billy Carson and Terrence Howard, why is it that people don't understand this? And then, of course, my trusted friend, ChatGPT, my trusted friend, I said, okay, so people have a lot of trauma. My competitive advantage is that I'm an artist and I spent many, many years developing neurosynaptic connections in the right hemisphere of my brain so I can imagine my way out of problems. I'm living with an artist who now is, I'm like, what happened to you? You are an artist. You can imagine your way out of problems. What the frick happened to you? Sometimes these artists are something else. But now he's out because I started yelling. I just started hella yelling because I think white men sometimes just need a bit of discipline. They just need a discipline because I think sometimes their mothers coddle them too much. I don't have time for this because I am a Zulu woman. So I just started yelling. Yes, I just started yelling. Now he's out doing his things. Okay, great. So the artist in him is coming back. But when I was watching this interview, this podcast, I was like, so trauma prevents us from being able to creatively imagine a better future. Because honestly, when I was in grief, I didn't want to listen to anybody's anything. No podcast, no nothing. I was listening to the narcissist people. That was good too, because it helped me understand what I was living through. Because I was like, since when are these things happening in my life? Like, how did I even get here? Okay. But then it helped me understand because now y'all in America have a loopy doops narcissist for a president. So I got the solutions for you. So it helped while I was in grief to listen to the people that were going through narcissistic abuse and how they were screaming and yelling and their solutions, because I was living through that hell too myself. And I was like, okay, so this is how you get out. But like, this is the pain people are experiencing. I was feeling my own grief, my own pain, my own hell. I could not even entertain conversations about neuroscience, about quantum physics, about imagining a different future. And that's where people are right now, in collapse. That's where people are in collapse. They cannot. Number one, you are being abused, and this is just the beginning. Okay? It's just the beginning. Yes, we need to name the fact you are being abused. People like this. We lived through this in South Africa during apartheid. So I think the competitive advantage was that I went to art school. And I developed those neurosynaptic connections of being able to think right, left brain. When I got to America, I still used to paint and make collages. I still used to knit too. I had a knitting machine, and I used to sit and knit. And paint, and sing and dance. But even though I developed my left hemisphere of my brain through college and through working on Wall Street and, hard finance, I still used to weekends or at night go to dance classes or practice my yoga or start knitting or cooking, cleaning my house, dancing loud music, twerking, all sorts of these things. So it helped me balance my left hemisphere and my right hemisphere. So when you don't have that balance, even when someone is giving you information about how to navigate this experience called life without having to struggle too much. Because I had I had a few girlfriends that were seriously envious of my ability to just make an intention and then move. I had one girlfriend that came to visit me in Shanghai when I was living in Shanghai. She's like, how do you have all of this? I'm like, it's not mine. It's rented. It's a rented apartment. Yes, it's very expensive. Yes, I have a driver. Yes, I live a life of a rock star. But honestly, it's my intention. I made the intention. I prayed on it. I knew it was already done because this is how I came to America. My life has always been, it's already done. And then my job is to raise my frequency, do whatever I've got to do, meditate, forgiveness work, work out. Working out is so powerful because now your body is in movement. And then the universe conspires to allow my wildest dreams to come true. But most people, I think because of trauma, grief is a big one. The reason why the collapse is, it feels so heavy on the world is because people have not grieved COVID. They have not grieved. You've had so many losses. And now with all the losses of jobs, the losses of homes, the losses, people cannot hear it. You can talk about wealth frequency, you can talk about abundance consciousness, people cannot hear you because I know for 3 years I could not even listen to a podcast on positivity, I couldn't. I was just like, I don't care. All I need to do right now is conserve my energy so that I can get back to baseline and I can work through my sensations in my body. This is why I just checked myself into the soul hospital and started chanting, Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Because I inherently understood that I gotta bring my energy towards myself. Like I gotta settle the mind. Gotta sit up and chant and meditate so I can get back to sanity. Because when you are experiencing insane amount of grief, now grief will get you. Okay? Grief, collapse, midlife crisis. That stuff will get you. It will get you. It's a level of emotional upheaval that I'm strong. I am very strong. I left home when I was 17 years old. I worked my way, going to trees, putting my forehead on a tree trunk and be like, I don't know what I'm doing. And I just pray my way through life, telemarketing jobs, people hanging up on me. Don't ever call again. Getting fired from all these jobs. And I still just kind of worked that magic and I kind of built an incredible life for myself. But I had no idea that grief, like the level of grief humanity is experiencing is beyond what I conceptually understood. Because then when I was going through grief, I started experiencing ancestral grief. Ancestral grief is something else. It's like my grandmothers came in and my grandfather's grief, my dad's grief. Oh my God, this is not my stuff. I'm just grieving my dad's death. I'm like, oh my God, I'm just grieving that I just left America. And I like, why now all this grief of the grandmothers and the grandfathers and the aunties and the uncles? I was like, oh my God, this is too much. This is too much. So, Billy Carson, Terrence Howard, the reason people will never, not that they will never, that they cannot understand what you are talking about, and it's difficult to get consciousness and people to be at a level of understanding of what you're talking about is trauma, number one. Humanity's experienced insane amounts of trauma for many, many lifetimes. Just in this lifetime, a lot of trauma. And the grief of COVID, and now the grief of people losing their jobs, and the uncertainty. Oh, for such a time as this, I chose to come to planet Earth with solutions. But you gotta go first. Oh, it is hell. Yo, that stuff is hell. Okay, so I went on a roundabout and I was telling you a lot of things, how I moved through my own life. Okay, so Dr. James has profound understanding of human psychology and natural ability to help others understand their patterns and heal their mental suffering. Okay, but he consistently dims his psychological light, offering surface level insights instead of the transformative understanding he's capable of sharing. Psychologists cannot share deep level insights. I have to stand up for the doctors here, because I really love doctors, but they can't like give full on transformative insights on the YouTube videos. They can't. They need you to be in a therapeutic, they need to have a therapeutic relationship with you. They can't. And I spent $380,000 in therapy. It takes time to unravel your stories. But honestly, what I've come to understand with the Buthelezi method is that through all my own experience and living through apartheid, the Elon Musks and the Peter Thiels and the J.W. Botha, that was quite something. And then getting to America and studying psychology and going to my own therapy and Vipassana meditation and all them shantis and all the stuff I've done. Today I was dancing to Shiva. I was embodying my Shiva energy of dancing, you know. All of this has culminated to this moment where I'm like, therapy is good, but we need rapid results therapy. We need rapid results therapy. And I think because sometimes therapists are good for calming you down. I'm not a therapist, but therapists are good for calming you. Therapy is really good for calming you down. This is why I encourage meditation. Today we're going to be silent again. I really enjoyed our silent meditation yesterday. But meditation allows you to just be silent. Calm down. Vipassana meditation on top of that, which is what I usually practice, allows you to find the energy that is sustaining the story, because it's always the story. My parents never loved me. My mother never loved me. My daddy never loved me. This teacher did this to me. That job did this to me. I was fired here. It's the story that is the narrative, the vignette. It just goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. It goes on and on. I found myself this year. I was just going on and on. Eventually my husband was like, enough. But I was looping. Even though I was doing the body work, I was still looping. And then I started writing. That really helped me a lot. I started writing, and then in the writing, like the loop kind of stopped a little bit. And then I said, okay, now I need to go to the library. So I started going to the library and opened my awareness to what else was possible. So I started reading other books at the library. I just didn't read a book at the library, do a little bit of work, and read another book at the library, look at the plants, go outside, get some sun. But when you are in this loop, it's very difficult to imagine anything else. It's very difficult. But now I have a path that is verifiable for myself, because I know what I was last year this time. I was in tears. And many people are in fear and anxiety, anxiousness, and anger. The anger I know what you're going through. I lived it. But it's all okay. So therapists themselves are humans. They are human. They have their own limitations. They have their own fears. And unless you are in a therapeutic relationship with a therapist, honestly, they can't give you the level of care and transformation that you need. It's actually your job. A good therapist will give you assignments and say, please go start here. But therapy is just the beginning. Therapy is just the beginning. And we have billions of souls who've never even been to therapy. So you can imagine. So what I found with the Buthelezi method, my method, from my ancestors, is that it works on the therapy, the story, but it collapses the energy. Because when you observe the sensations on the body, the energy collapses. You stop reacting as much, but it's still a bit of a process. But you're going to be on this planet anyway. You're going to live, so you might as well work on your body, because your nervous system needs it right now more than anything else. It needs you to pay attention to the sensations that are erupting, that are arising. Because if you don't, you're going to spin out of control. And you're going to lose the balance of your mind. You're going to make really bad choices. Really bad choices. So I don't really think we can honestly full on blame the therapist, because they've got their own grief too. We sometimes as human beings want to parentify doctors, healers, teachers, professors, people in positions of authority, your president. You want to parentify your presidents. I voted for you, so you need to make sure that I'm okay. You take care of me. This is not your parent. You've never had a mother. You've never had a father. Technically, God is your mother. God is your father. Father, mother, God. You came through your parents because you are a soul with a body. And if this is too big, you're like, what? Okay. It's a seed planted. I'm bringing you along. Okay. So we cannot parentify our doctors, our healers, our presidents, our professors, CEOs, professors. Why are you parentifying these people? These people are souls with bodies on the same path as you. So when we stop parentifying our people here on planet Earth, now we parentify Jesus and the ascended masters. No, we do not parentify. They are here to teach us how to embody our own divinity, our own sovereignty. But this is where we are. So it's not a big deal. It's neither good nor bad. It just is. This is where we are, 2 to 5 year old consciousness. Okay. So if you're watching therapists online, or you have begun to go to therapy, and you expect your therapist to solve all your mental health problems or give you answers, just tell me what to do. Tell me what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know. Tell me what to do. No. You have a brain, and it is your responsibility to use the brain to understand self, to sit with your own emotions and understand the energy underneath the story. Because honestly, if you can collapse the energy underneath the story just changes. You start laughing again. You realize that it's all an illusion. All an illusion. I'm telling you the truth. Because honestly, this time last year, I was hella angry. Now, this time, a year later, I'm like, oh God, thank you for getting me through that experience. Oh, life. Oh, my ancestors. Thank you for getting me through that experience. It was hell on earth, but it was preparing me for such a time as this, because I consciously chose to come into this life experience. Such a time is this. I chose this. So I went ahead, and it was quite something. Okay, so we cannot parentify anyone here on planet Earth, deify anyone. You are here as a sovereign being to awaken to your own divinity. Okay, so he avoids demonstrating his psychological gifts because he doesn't want others to feel intellectually inferior. I'm sorry, but Dr. James, you got to stop with this stuff. You got to stop. If you can help someone without getting into a deep relationship, healing relationship, and where you're now jeopardizing your license, you got to stop with this low self-esteem. You got to stop. Just share. Help someone. Give them something a little, like I'm sharing with you here. Let's meditate together. Let's sit down together. Right? So share. No, just stop telling the problems. We're tired of understanding, okay, this is what a narcissist does. Give me some kind of a fucking solution. Give me something. I believe people need to invest in their own healing. Because if you don't invest in your own healing, I'm sorry, you're not actually going to grow. There has to be skin in the game. I paid for my own therapy. I worked and paid for my own therapy. It's not free. When I was in ministerial school, there was a program that I needed to listen to. It was Ernest Holmes' Prosperity. It was a prosperity course. And he said, prosperity, what did he say? Enlightenment is not free. It's not free. Awakening is not free. You've got to invest. So, doctors, psychologists, there's so many online. Give me something, a question to ask myself. Don't keep telling me about this is what a narcissist does. This is what a narcissist does. Give me something to do so that because what happens is I just start spinning and ruminating. If I hadn't had the tools from years of therapy, years of yoga, years of shamanism, years of ayahuasca, I would still be ruminating. So I can't imagine the billions of people going through an awakening, a collapse, a spiritual awakening, losing jobs, medicine, medical bills going up, and the crazy president. The spinning. That's why these young ones are just ranting online. They're talking about their presidents and stuff. They're just ranting. This is why the Gen Z are just erupting all over the world, and they're protesting, burning things down. It's because they have so much rage and so much anger. But it's that is good in that they are feeling their emotions. But it's because they don't know how to channel that energy in a very creative way so that it solves problems. So they just burn it all the way down. But it's the Kali energy. Burn it all away, Kali, burn it to the ground. Om Klim, Kalima, Om Klim. Okay. I'm not really sure that burning things down to the ground, all of it, is the best way. For me, I'm just like, burn everything in me. Just burn it, Kalima. And through that burning, if I must work out, punch something, scream at the top of my lungs, go swimming, go to the onsen and just steam it all out. That's my burning. Burn it all away, Kalima. But the young people haven't learned how to embody that energy and let it move through their body. They just burn everything down. We're in for an awakening. It's gonna be something. Okay. So please, doctors, share something at the end of your videos. Let's have an exercise. Let's do something at the end of your videos, because now you leave me just ruminating. You leave me angrier because, yes, you've explained what this is, but now how am I supposed to get out of this? What if I don't have money to pay you for therapy? It doesn't make sense. Okay. So cut it out with your intellectual inferiority stuff. Okay. Diminishing your psychological light creates a split between your actual mental capacity and your expressed intellectual presence. I understand that you might be at the risk of losing your license because there's a lot of crazies out here. They want free things. They don't want to invest. They don't even want to fucking buy a book. It's like, come on now. Come on now. Buy a book or something. You can buy this book on Amazon. Down link below. But I understand some countries, people don't have any money. So give me something to do so that it could just keep me going for the meantime. So without you risking your license. This is why I never became a doctor. I'm a global shaman with solutions for humanity. If you've got a nostril, I can help you. If you are capable, because some people, they're not capable. They don't want to. Okay, so your nervous system knows you understand human psychology more deeply than you're revealing, creating internal tension between your true psychological gifts and your performed mental sameness. I was in hell because I knew how to be of service, but honestly, I needed to get through my own grief. Without getting through your own grief, your medicine is tainted. It's tainted. I've noticed the arc and the transition that I've gone through just by starting these live streams. They were kind of shaky and kind of awful when I started. And now I'm like, oh, I'm laughing. I look forward to doing my live streams. I'm really excited to wake up and do my live streams. And now I've got my schedule kind of going. So now I get up, I do my meditations and I work out so I can feel my sensations while I'm working out. So I've kind of like gone back to what I used to be, but now in a better way. Because I always used to get up, meditate, drink water, work out, then eat breakfast, then get working. So I'm like, wow, I'm back to my routine a little bit. Why was I telling you that? Oh, the transformation that I've gone through. So share with us, doctors, what you are doing. How do I get out? You don't have to give me everything. Even if you just share one thing to help me. Okay. Without risking your license. Okay. Embodiment practice. Feel into your natural psychological intelligence as a bright light in your head and your heart. You're here to share your gifts. You're here to share. Yes, people must invest, and yes, people must pay you for your work and the contribution you make here on planet Earth. This it's a must. But what I've noticed is that the more you share, the more you grow as a person, because honestly, we all teach what we need to know. We all teach what we need to become better at. And the more I've been teaching, I've noticed, oh, okay, I don't really have that fear anymore of doing live streams. I had no idea why I had a stupid fear of doing live streams. Can you imagine? I can sit here and talk to myself for 4 hours. Like, it makes no sense. So I've overcome that fear. What other fear can I overcome? Now I'm looking at interesting people that I'm like, it would be so nice to have a conversation with that person about mental health or about quantum physics or about this. I'm like, oh, okay, now I can go make new friends. So there is a growth because we all teach what we need to learn most. Okay. So you're here to shine your light. And people who don't know nothing, please go and work on yourself. Check into therapy, start meditating, do something. Please stop leading people astray. Because I understand people are like, okay, but I've helped myself come out of the ghetto. I've helped myself finish Harvard or whatever it is. So I've got something to share. But right now, during this collapse, people are so vulnerable, emotionally and psychologically vulnerable. You can share something with someone. I was talking to these young children from Malaysia, And I was encouraging this young girl. She was wearing a beautiful hijab. Instead of her wrapping her hijab around her neck, she was just letting it flow. So I was encouraging her to take beautiful photos for Instagram. And she's like, when I get to the border, just before I check in, immigration, I need to make sure that I tie my hijab again. I said, you need to, my thing was break rules and ask for forgiveness later. But for me, I understand integrity. I'm like, I am not going to do this because, number one, it could land me up in jail. Number two, I'm going to feel awful and I won't be able to sleep. And then I have to do so much forgiveness work on myself. Oh my God, this is such a waste of time and money. So I won't engage in that. But there's some rules that I'm like, this is stupid. Why must I be like meek and all sorts of this rubbish? It's a societal programming that does nothing for me. Break that rule. But what I noticed, because I was talking to 22-year-olds, is that if you tell someone, a 22-year-old whose brain neurosynaptic patterns and his brain development has not fully formed yet, and they are still kind of like figuring it out in this world thing, because these young children, and some of them are like 15 years old, you tell someone online, break rules and ask for forgiveness later, that person will start stealing, that person will start doing scams, laundering money, all sorts of these countries. And if you're dealing with a borderline who has no personality and who's got no sense of self, you're dealing with a narcissist who's got no sense of self. It's just, they have different identities today. You are responsible. Your words that come out of your mouth will give someone license to go and put themselves in prison. So we've got to be really conscious of what we say with our mouths, our words. Because there's a lot of people that are watching our content. And what you say, someone with no brain or with half a brain or someone with no identity, because there's a lot of these identityless people. They just take on people's identities and now they are Breaking Bad. And now you have encouraged this person because of what you said, and you are a successful YouTuber. Now you've encouraged this person to go break laws, and there are devastating consequences after this. Devastating consequences. So, if you don't know truly about this thing about trauma, money, success, keep to what you do. Maybe music, maybe working out, because the mind is so delicate at this specific time in human history. It's delicate. People are going through some crazy emotional, mental health stuff. That's why I don't do my full protocols online here, because they are an hour and a half, 2 hours. Why do I not do that? Because people can get stuck and they can have fake memories. This is why therapists do not give transformation full on the intellectual, because people are mad. And with the pressures that are going on right now, people are more apt to behave in crazy ways. And then they'll be like, but you told me to do that. Here, on your video, you told me to do that. So I did it. No, you don't take responsibility for yourself. Tell me what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know. And now they've killed people. And now devastating consequences. Billions of people's lives at risk. So we've got to be conscious. Okay, so sense where you contract or dim this intellectual radiance and say to yourself, my psychological light illuminates mental healing. I share my understanding to serve others. Psychological growth. Psychological growth also includes spiritual growth. So I think this is why I've always loved watching other people's content. Not because I don't have anything, not because I need to learn more. It challenges my thinking and what I think I know, because it can always be challenged. But it also makes me understand where consciousness is. I listen to young ones on YouTube and I'm like, okay, that sounds good. That sounds good. And then it goes weird. I'm like, oh, but what happened there? I talk to young ones every time I go out. I have children here that I go and make sure every week or every 2 weeks I go and talk to them. I talk to the old people, 81 years old. I live with an old person. Because I'm always wanting to challenge my perspective. But the reason why it's challenging, especially in this time in human history, to get people to even believe that anything is possible is because of trauma. Number one, okay, but trauma is such a huge topic. Grief. 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 That's what it is. Grief. So we got to work on the grief. We got to work on the grief. And because grief is so heavy, because it's attached to a sense of loss. This is why in our breathing meditations, I am focused on, I am the abundance of everything. Because when you feel like you are losing, you just feel like there's this heavy energy that is just pushing you down. You could just never win. But that's not true. That's not true. It's a fact. It's a transitory experience. Truth is, you are more than this. And it's so difficult to see it, feel it, taste it, hear it. Imagine when you are living through the experience. And we cannot negate this. If you negate this, it will come back again. The experience of grief, the second time, the third time, the fourth time will knock you out. You won't be able to come back. So it's important to acknowledge, yes, humanity is living through this. But it does not define us. It is our initiatory experience. It is our initiatory experience. So, please, let's stop blaming our therapists. Don't run around to doctor, therapist, shaman, these people. No. Sit with yourself. Find one that works for you, but they actually do the work. So, because we are 2 to 5 years old, we're going to do Teacher Tembi's work. I love teaching the young ones, the children, 5 years old, 4 years old, because I can get them to sit down and do the work. Sit down. Teacher Tembi, sit down. In a lovely way. I love you a long time. So, how is that? In the comments below, please share. Share and like these videos. And share with other people. Okay? And make sure that you get yourself a copy of the book. And leave a review of the book. I need to work on the second one. That we're going to start in January. It's the 4th of December already. So, yeah, I guess I need to work on it. And, go make new friends. Go make new friends online. So, we have 15 minutes. Let's meditate. Let's be quiet today. Let's tap into abundance consciousness. Yeah. Let's tap into that abundance consciousness within us. Knowing that we don't negate the experiences that we are living through. That is spiritual bypassing. That is psychological bypassing. We don't negate it. We observe the experience of loss, the pain of loss, without being consumed by it, without being defined by it. It's a surrender experience. It's a turning within experience where we become our own shamans. What do shamans really do? Shamans are energy workers. These quantum physicists, or people who understand quantum physics, they're shamans. They're shamans. They just don't call themselves shamans, but honestly, they're just shamans. Shamans help you understand the energy underneath the story that is terrorizing you. And helps you work through that energy, through surrender, not just pushing through, I gotta get through this. No, but like surrendering. Because you are different from me. Your life experiences are different from my life experiences. Your traumas are different from my traumas. Your griefs are different from my griefs. However, we all have a body and a nervous system. So as we sit in meditation together, what that helps you tap into is the energy which will show up as an emotion, as a sensation on the body, as a heat, itching, whatever. Emotion, sensation, feeling on the body. And as you observe that energetic sensation, that feeling on your body, without reacting, just observe. Breathing in through the nose and breathing out, and just being centered. The energy begins to speak. The story first comes up. Oh, I've lost this, I'm so sad. But there is an energy underneath that. And as you keep observing the story without engaging, just observe. My mind has gone, my brain has gone. Now it's creating more stories of fear in the future, uncertainty, I'm going to die. And just observe the madness of the mind. The energy arises. And then passes away. Without you getting too involved in reacting. That's high-level shamanism. Yes, the herbs, the rituals. But honestly, shamans are quantum physicists, nature ones. Because everything is energy. You are umoya. And when you understand, Gucci wena umoya, you are energy. You understand how to work your own energetic body, your emotional body, your physical body, your mental body, and you can bring it to calm. Because you are the power. It lives in you, in your nervous system. Yes, this is truth about you. So, let's gently close our eyes for 10 minutes. Taking a deep breath in through the nose. And out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Today I was excited, lots of energy. I shared that energy with you. And it was intentional, it was purposeful. To model, to demonstrate that there is joy, ecstasy, life abundant after collapse. Yes, I speak a little fast when I'm excited, but there is life abundantly flowing through you as joy, as ecstasy, as wholeness in your mental body, psychological body, wholeness in your physical body, wholeness in your spiritual, your relationships, and the possibility of wholeness in your financial life too. These areas must work together. They must work together. So as your eyes are closed and you're taking a deep breath in through your nose, releasing that deep breath with a big sigh as you drop your shoulders. Remember that just by giving yourself time to just sit in silence, you are activating a very powerful sense of self-love and self-acceptance. Please continue breathing and keep your eyes closed. Breathing in, I am. Holding the abundance. Breathing out of everything. I am. The abundance. Of everything. Freely given. Freely given. Life has given oxygen. So freely. So freely. You can take a deep breath. They say there's 8 billion people. I believe there's 9 billion. 9 billion. In Africa, there's a lot of souls that have not been accounted for. Asia. So let's say 8.5 billion. Life has freely given all this oxygen so that you can live. Breathing in through the nose, sitting up straight, eyes closed. Hold the breath. I am the abundance. Breathing out. Of everything. Whatever thought that comes to your mind as you are meditating on this truth, not a fact, truth, just let it arise without reacting. Maybe the thought is, wow, I can't pay my bills right now. I don't know how I'm going to eat. I don't know. Just let it arise without reacting, without shaming yourself, without judging yourself, without condemning yourself, without making yourself wrong. Just let it arise and just observe it. Oh. Truth is, I am the abundance of everything. The evidence of that truth is that 8.5 billion souls on planet Earth can take a breath, and there is still more than enough oxygen. So truth is, I am. Hold that truth, the abundance. Release that truth into your electromagnetic field, your aura, of everything. This is the truth of your being. This is your birthright. This is the truth of your being. So now that we've breathed in this truth, held it, exhaled it, just sit, just even for a minute or two. Whatever thought that arises, just observe. Truth is, you are the abundance of everything. Truth is, no matter what traumas, no matter what grief experience you are living through, you are still the abundance of everything. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose. And as you sigh out, please make sure that you drop the shoulders. And if you want to, just give yourself a hug. Just give yourself a hug and just affirm yourself by just giving yourself a hug. That number one, you deserve to be on this planet. You're here on a purposeful mission. You deserve to be here. You deserve to be here. You are needed here. Number two, you are the abundance of everything. This frequency of I am the abundance of everything is the key and the map to the solutions you need. This is truth. I am the abundance of everything I need. Please repeat that to yourself throughout the day, at night, before you go to bed, while you brush your teeth. Let this be the truth that sustains you no matter what is happening in your world. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Good. Please open up your eyes. Smile. Show your beautiful teeth. Show how beautiful you are. You are the face of divinity. The universe created itself as you and said, "Oh, so good. I'm pleased, so pleased with what I've created as you." Love the beauty that you are. Honor the creative expression that you are. Honor your authenticity as you are. You are the face of love. I love you long time. I love you long time. I love you long time. And I will see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. Bye.